While reflecting on the many struggles that it would have taken our ancestors to get to the point of full freedom, the month of August also provides a highly celebratory mood. It's a celebration of our people's resilience, the battles we've won as a nation, our culture, and all the beautiful things that our land has to offer. Today we'll see some of those offerings and some cultural staples that reflect the true Jamaican spirit. I'm Theodore Henry, and the Jamaica Magazine August celebration continues. Welcome.
I'm Chef Martin McGinley, executive chef at Round Hill Resort and Spa, and I started cooking at 15, and I've continued to cook now. So that's close to 35 years now. My main focus is LCCC, Light, Clean, Caribbean Cuisine. That's what I stand by, that's what we look for, and that's what we demonstrate here at Round Hill. A lot of clients who come here, they know what they come for. You know, they come for a lifestyle. They come to eat the purest food. They come to relax. So our expectations are very high. Well, Jamaica has the big, bold flavors. You know, we have the Scotch bonnet, you have the jerk, the ginger's real spicy, and everything's super fresh. You know, fresh is when you're able to pick it and you're able to use it at the same time. I have a program here at Round Hill called See, Touch, and Taste, where we're able to take the guests to our organic garden. They get to see it, they get to touch it, and we bring it back to the kitchen and get to taste it. That's fresh. Now, when you working with the freshest ingredients and freshest product, it takes you to the next level. Why come to Jamaica? To experience the people, the culture, and the food. Because it is unbelievable when you're able to come to an island and get all those three things wrapped into one. It's amazing. And they got great beaches and sunshine is here too as well.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 10. Government is moving ahead with plans to decommission several of the island's waste disposal sites, including Riverton City. It's part of a comprehensive overhaul of the island's solid waste management system. During a joint sitting of the Houses of Parliament recently, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the review included public sanitation, garbage collection, and waste disposal.
We now have a plan which will see greater private sector participation in waste collection, the introduction of waste-to-energy conversion, the commissioning of new and properly built disposal sites, and the decommissioning of various dumps, including the Riverton City dump.
The Prime Minister was quick to add that the decommissioning of the waste disposal sites would be done by consulting various stakeholders, including members of Parliament, for the areas in which the sites operate. In the case of Riverton City, Mr. Holness said consultations would be held by September 1.
Just to be clear, this is something that the political class will have to work together on. It is not a simple matter of saying we are closing down Riverton City. People depend on it for their economic survival. People live around it. So there has to be a process.
Another 17 leases have been issued to young farmers to carry out production across the island's agro-parks. The figure brings to 50 the number of leases issued to youth farmers between 18 and 35 years old this year alone. The latest batch was handed over during a ceremony at the Ebony Park Heart Academy on Tuesday. Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says interest in the sector is increasing, with 150 applicants vying for parcels of government-owned agricultural lands. He welcomed the interest, saying it aligns with government's drive to focus at least 20% of its agriculture activities on young people.
It just makes sense because you have the creativity, you have the energy, you want the innovation, you want to get it right, and you will be on the land for a long time. Our responsibility is to make sure that our agro-parks and production zones are safe spaces for you to prosper.
The leases are to be facilitated through the Agro Investment Corporation, AIC, and SCJ Holdings Limited. Partnerships have been struck with the National Irrigation Commission to provide consistent water supply to farmers and with RADA for technical advice to lessees. Jamaica will soon have a dress and grooming policy for students. The first in a series of consultations on the policy got underway Tuesday at the Jamaica College Auditorium in St. Andrew. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams says it will build a consensus on issues of hair, dress, and overall grooming in the nation's schools. It's also aimed at ending the practice of students being turned away from school due to perceived breaches of the dress code. Minister Williams says the policy will provide fair rules to challenge schools' disciplinary decisions. It will also protect the human rights of students, incorporating their views in the document.
This proposed policy will establish a comprehensive framework for treating with dress and grooming in our schools and take into consideration cultural identity, climate situation, socioeconomic consideration of parents, and the aims of educational institution. This framework clarifies the ministry's stance and will seek to reduce discriminatory practices in schools while addressing the need for discipline and development of societal values.
In other news, 63-year-old farmer Meek Rose Robinson of Berlin District in St. Elizabeth is the latest recipient of a home, courtesy of the new social housing program, NSHP. The two-bedroom dwelling was built at a cost of $5.8 million. It is an upgrade from the one-room structure Robinson shared with her daughter and 3 grandchildren.
I welcome and applause to get this lovely home that my dream of every day. Me say, when the hurricane coming, where I was go, I don't have nowhere to go. Everybody house I go blow off, I don't have nowhere to go. But thanks be to God, He sent me a lovely home. What a great God!
At the recent handing over ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the NSHP was being executed with the utmost transparency, with social investigations carried out to identify the neediest of beneficiaries.
There can be no criticism, no complaints of any inefficiency, any form of misallocation or any form of maladministration or misadventure with funds that were used. It is a very well-run program, and I'm very happy to be associated with it. And of course, the greatest pride that I take and happiness is to share in the joy of the persons receiving the house.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has promised to increase the fines for breaches of environmental legislation, particularly those associated with illegal sand mining. He gave the commitment during a recent tour of the Great Bay wetlands in St. Elizabeth, which was the site of an illegal sand mining operation. Mr. Holness revealed that the operator was prosecuted, but only paid a $15,000 fine, which he believes is grossly inadequate to stem the practice. The Prime Minister says government will move swiftly to protect the island's natural assets and resources, which are under serious threat. This, he says, is being done through a slew of legislative reforms and reviews being undertaken by the Ministry of Constitutional and Legal Affairs.
The government has to take legislative action, in increasing the fines. And it is not just in the area of the environment, it is right across the board. What we are facing is that the society is advancing very quickly. Private initiative is moving very quickly. There is a threat to our social order, and we need to ensure that the legislative framework matches the energy that exists for growth and development, and also for deviant behavior in the country. So there needs to be a revision of our legislative framework.
Plans are also in place to buy back ecologically sensitive lands now held in private hands. And finally, a 3-member team from the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, BCJ, has won the 2022 International Institute of Communications IIC Future Leaders Competition. The team of Tatiana McLean, Kamisha Petrie, and Brandon Whitaker considered the topic Across the Metaverse, Policy Priorities. In its August 1 announcement, the IIC indicated that the 6-member judging panel was wowed by the trio's essay titled Finding the Balance in Metaverse Regulation, Pivoting from Our Errors. BCJ Executive Director Cordell Green has since expressed extreme pride in the team, saying that the award cements the value of youth perspectives on matters of development. The essay will be presented at the IIC's 53rd Annual Conference being held on November 3 and 4 in Canada. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Today's first national treasure being explored is the lignum vitae. What you may know is that it's the island's national flower. But here's something else. The plant, which is widely found in the country, has many purposes. Learn some of those purposes in this feature.
Christopher Columbus saw it here when he came. It means wood of life in Latin. It's world-renowned for its medicinal, ornamental, and industrial properties. But round these parts, it's known as the lignum vitae, the island's national flower.
It is a tree that is native to Jamaica, it's native to Cuba, basically the Greater Antilles and parts of Central America. Its native habitat is pretty much dry alluvial type plains. It also grows in well-drained limestone areas.
This short, compact tree takes over 100 years to grow up to 30 feet tall. Due to its luminous purple-blue flower, alluring orange-yellow fruit, evergreen foliage, and attractive rounded shape, the tree dots across the Jamaican landscape, shading many houses, streets, and complexes. Since time immemorial, the lignum vitae has been touted as the most useful tree in the world.
It produces a gum, and that gum used to be regarded as highly favored for medicinal uses.
Its body, gum, bark, fruit, leaves, and blossom are used to produce medicine. In colonial times, resin from the tree was used as a mild laxative and as a diuretic. The leaves were used as a remedy for respiratory, inflammatory, congestion, and neurological disorders. Its bark eases pain from sprains, strain, rheumatism, and arthritis. And I'm sure many Jamaican homes still ward off flies with its branches.
Its most noted feature is the wood. Because it's slow growing, it's very, very dense. And that density and the weight of it gives it a number of industrial uses.
That's because the lignum vitae is infused with an oil which makes it waterproof. It's ranked as the world's densest, hardest, and most durable traded wood. In addition to being used for making exquisite furniture, the lignum vitae was used to insulate trolley cars for the rail industry. The wood also made the propeller shaft bearings of most ships back in the day. Lignum vitae wood is also ideal for these creations. The lignum vitae is truly the holy grail of plants.
There's more of Jamaica's offering to see in today's show, but I want to make sure that we get there safe. If the public passenger transport system is your route to getting around, then you may be happy to know that the Ministry of Transport and Mining is using technology to engineer safety mechanisms just for you. Here's how.
There's this vast yet ever-growing network of connected things, causing meaningful disruption even in the transportation industry. And that's the Internet of Things. Beyond your ride-sharing services, scheduling and routing company vehicles, or the cashless bus and rail services, life-changing technological advancements are engineering safety features and interactive designs to improve the transportation experience. life-changing technological innovations such as the TravelPal app. It's one way through which the Transport Authority is revolutionizing the industry of movement.
The TravelPal application is an application used or developed, I should say, to empower the commuting public to know that they're entering into a licensed vehicle by the Transport Authority. That's it in a nutshell. To know if it's a licensed vehicle of the Transport Authority and also to make sure that they are safe in the vehicle. The need for the application, TravelPal application, came 5 or 4 years ago when the management team of the Transport Authorities tried somehow, some way to let the commuting public know that they're entering into a public passenger vehicle that is licensed, not just by looking at the red plate alone. Having a red plate on a vehicle doesn't mean that you're licensed. Yes, you have been licensed, but we want to know if you're currently licensed. So we try to find a way to let the commuting public know that they're actually entering into a currently licensed public passenger vehicle. And if not, what they can do with that as well.
The features that characterize this app are necessary for our social climate and quite revolutionary.
Features of the TravelPal application are 1, the sharing of the application, 2, the verification of the vehicle that you're going in. Once you download the application, all that's needed is the registration of your phone number. Once the registration of your phone number is done, you put in a license plate, verify the license plate information. For example, you will put in the license plate PP1234, and then you can verify the owner information, you can verify the driver information if it's available, you can verify the license information. You can then share that information with loved ones, your mother, father, whoever you want to share information with of the trip. And you can also, in the event that something happens, you can also push a panic button and share that trip information and location with loved ones as well. Those are the main features. Features that will be coming in the TravelPal application in the coming weeks or months is that we're going to be interfacing with the JCF, Jamaica Constabulary Force 119 Center. So once you push that panic button on the application, it will no longer send information only to your loved ones, but it will also send a signal into the 119 centers of the JCF as well. More features that will be coming are, for example, point system, where if you share the app multiple times, you'll be able to get, whether it be prizes or if you want to have gifts given away, we also have that as well in the application. So there are 2 main features coming.
And as for further developments with our telecommunication providers?
The agreement between our telecommunication providers right now is that they are working to make the application free. They are working to have it data free. So for example, once you have a smartphone, you don't have any data or credit on your phone, you still be able to use the application regardless of where in the country you are. So that is work in progress. It is being worked on right now with both Flow and Digicel.
And for your peace of mind, the $2.3 billion TravelPal app, which has been attracting hundreds of persons using public passenger vehicles, manages your data with high security standards.
The security of the information on the TravelPal application is done twofold. We have a data security advisor through the company that developed the application. The licensed database is stored at the government database center locally in-house, and the storage of your location details is not done at all unless you push that panic button into the 119 center, and then that's where the 119 center will then be able to locate your information. But once you end the trip, that's the end of the storage of the data.
The Ministry of Transport and Mining's TravelPal app is creating something for the safety and security of the commuting public. The app is free to download and free to use. Let's start our route to safety today.
Continue with us for a deep dive into some cultural attractions in the parish of Portland.
So Portland is this parish where the waters move to their own dialogue. These shapeless liquids shaping our ability to experience life around us. Of course, we keep returning to stunning but familiar blue or turquoise spaces we grew up around, but maybe never quite enjoyed how we're supposed to.
This is a parish where the water smooth like rum, Jamaican style.
Where life can be spicy like jerk chicken, the true flavor of Portland.
Our the culture can be exciting like we the people. 6 boy!
Luxurious resorts, the greenery of tropical plants, and the radiant sunlight, all of which of course make Portland a breathtaking place to see. But today we're exploring the seas of the parish as Portland speaks to us with her unique language. So ever since time, people have been seeking waterways to open new horizons, or even driving coastlines in search of surf spots. Well, here at Boston Bay Beach, we found one of Jamaica's ideal surf spots, where surfing in the country began in the 1900s.
The traditional surfing that we have come to envision when the word is used of someone standing on a surfboard riding a big wave. The popularity of that in Jamaica actually probably took off somewhere in the late 1950s to early 1960s. Boston was one of the places where surfing was possible, and as such these surfers who lived in Kingston used to make a regular trip over to Boston Bay to enjoy the surf over there. Boston Bay became renowned as one of the surfing beaches in Jamaica, being the fact that it was on the north coast and it was a beautiful picturesque cove that also allowed for swimming as well as surfing. It became very popular as a surf destination. I could say that I've got my first personal surfboard in about 1974. And I've been surfing since that time until now. It enriched my life, and with a feeling when you're surfing, it's almost like flying, is what I would say. You feel like you're flying because you're moving over the surface of water like how God said they move over the surface of the water in Genesis 1.
And just in case you didn't know, Boston is an unusual but beautiful horseshoe-shaped bay that leads to the sea. It provides a lovely view. Surfing is not so popular in Jamaica, but at this beach, locals and tourists will be tempted by the tides to grab a surfboard and ride the waves. So if you're here, do it anyway.
My name is Anthony, and I've been surfing over 4 years now. Boston Bay Beach is one of the safest beaches to surf and swim and come and enjoy our good food that we have here as well.
Well, I've been surfing here at Boston Bay Beach for 9 years now and still going. Well, you have beautiful scenery, nice waves for surfing, and then you have nice jerk food all around and nice friendly people. So right now here at Boston Beach is like the most beautiful place on the island for surfing. Surfing kind of like refreshes my mind and after a stressful day and stuff like that. And teaching people to surf is also fun. It helps to put a smile on other people's face and stuff like that.
A newbie like myself, come to Boston Bay Beach and test the limits of gravity on the tides. Rent a surfboard, get yourself a surf instructor and surf out. I promise you, it will be an unforgettable experience. Now, on my journey in Portland, I discovered somewhere that's tucked away in the parish. Off the beaten track, a literal hidden gem, Turtle Bay. And what makes Turtle Bay so unique? The bay is named for the turtle shell-shaped stone monument that magically rises from the water. Well, that's of course if you believe in magic. And there's an adventure to be had in trying to find your way there. Turtle Bay is a great place to just escape from the rattle and hum of things, chill and just enjoy the view of the lovely rocks. Now, after exploring all those exhibitions of colors, the ebb and flow of tides, and the beach bowing to our need for adventure, I mean, it's only fitting to relax a little above sea level. I'm on my way to Canopy House, and these are tree houses or hotels tucked away high up in the rainforest. So you can just imagine the lush surrounding, birds tweeting, leaves rustling, seas splashing. But it's easy to see how all these come together to create one thing, beauty.
Canopy House is actually near the Blue Lagoon in Port Antonio. We are totally off the beaten track. It's hard to find us, and that's deliberate. It is not for everybody. Canopy House is pretty much in a rainforest. So we have totally wooden structures. We try to fit into the environment. So if you're not into natural scenery, if you're not into environmentally friendly properties, this is not for you. We use local people to make the houses and local wood. So sweetwood, almond tree, these are just some of the names. We actually exit into the Blue Lagoon, and we have a deck that you can jump off and swim at the Blue Lagoon. We have kayaks on property. I find though that the people from Europe enjoy Canopy a lot. And lately we have been getting a lot of people from Jamaica, because Port Antonio is now becoming the capital of getting away from it all in Jamaica.
It's no easy ride getting here, but it's a worthwhile trip. So Portland may be several different things for several different persons. And for me, it's a parish with so much beauty to see, feel, and taste. Come and enjoy the whole Portland story, from the bush to the beach or the hill, whatever you will. Really, it's all here.
Keep the Jamaica 60 celebrations alive by heading over to our website at www.jis.gov.jm and continue engaging with us. We hope today's show possibly reignited you to do something great for our nation. As you strategize that plan, we're heading back into our studio to prepare a fresh magazine for you tomorrow. Until then, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.